Shalom, shalom. Giving everyone a chance to get in here. Peace and wisdom, Jimmy Infinity. I'm glad you said that. Like I said, I'm giving everyone a chance to get in here. Hopefully everyone's well. I want to explain the Antichrist, al-dajjal, in Islam. Make the clothes so tight. Probably getting diesel. I forgot I'm getting really diesel, so let's stop. Now I'm assuming I'm clear. I'm gonna give you guys till about the 2-minute mark. Visit the website upscaleknowledge.org. Thumb me and subscribe to the channel. Peace and wisdom, sweet pea. Solace Knowledge 5. It has many different lectures in it. Now let's begin. I should have went later now. Can one of you guys let me know if I'm clear? I'm sorry, my children's mother was texting me. So this is probably going to be a little quick. I'm going to say this before I start. Peace and wisdom, Lachelle Robinson. Negative people are soil for positive people to grow from. And so you want to make sure you're positive. You want to make sure you don't get dragged, you don't want to get too lost into the negativity, if you understand what I just said. If you're negative, strive for higher. We're speaking emotions. Strive to be in better emotions. Higher mind. Higher way of thinking. Now let's get to this lesson. In Islamic Hadith, I'm not sure how many of you guys are well versed in that. Islam. If you knew, I explain ancient scholarship, artwork, different sciences, and more than anything, messages or lessons directly from nature. This is life. Nature not being a place, but the many different expressions of life, rising, setting sun, planting seed, and the coming forth of that seed. This is the coming forth by day. Now, in Islam Hadith, you have the phrase al-Masih ad-Dajjal. when you're dealing with your common people, or those who have, common understanding of things. That phrase means false Messiah, or if you are Christian, the Antichrist. Now, the correct understanding is this of the phrase al-Masih al-dajjal. The correct understanding is message of deceit or deceitful message. Dajjal derives from D-A-J-L, which is deceit. And Masih is like messenger or Messiah. Messiah is a messenger though, but a specific one. This messenger is the Savior. But you get my point? So the angels are messengers. The Messiah is a messenger. Angel can translate into messenger, Messiah as well. Of course, Messiah is not an angel or the mailman, so to say. You get my point? Look at angels like mailmen. They bring good, bad message, any kind of message. You the Messiah like good news. This good news being, life. So the phrase al-Masih al-dajjal means the message of deceit. Of course, the deceit is concerning a person or a figure, a deity. That figure or person being YHWH. This is the Savior. So the phrase is not necessarily saying a false god or person will enter the world. It's saying a false message about a person will enter the world. Of course, that person being God, or the YHWH. You grasp? Salam, shalom. Fem, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Go woke, go broke. I like that phrase, but that's not a good phrase to promote. Go woke, you should have more. Go dumb and get wrapped into society, you go broke. Example. I'm woke. This is what I do. Pay attention. This is deep. Airplanes. I make about 25 of those a day, Woke shit. You feel me? You get the point? Not yet? Y'all be getting me started, blood. Now you see how I was explaining that, Dajjal? It has nothing to do with finances or money. Who cares about that? The brokest person in the room will always bring up the conversation of finances. Now, if you woke is not broke. This is why I have $100 paper planes, and you get my point. Now, back to the lesson. I'm still waiting for me to be broke, huh? It's a deep thing. Salam, shalom. Good blessings to you. Anyone wants to give back, make sure you do. Now, on a real note, woke. When you become woke, you should not have the desires that those who are lost into the world have. This is when you have your priorities out of order. This is when you have your life out of order. And so when you get broke, I mean, when you get woke, you should not be broke. If you woke and broke, then you get my point? You're suffering from whatever issues you may have had before you were so-called woke. I mean, everything should get better for you. It may not reflect to a person just looking at you, but your life being better does not boil down to that. You get my point? And so, would you ever think I make $100 bill paper planes all day? Hundreds of them. Just fly them around. It's fun. I didn't get to do that when I was a kid, so I do it now. Salam. Now, here's a little jewel for those of y'all that's young. Don't take offense. This is just a jewel. Maybe you don't have that kind of people in your life. You know? To help you with priority and understanding money. Like I said, money's never a discussion. And I'm explaining that to y'all. This fool brought it up. But I do want to give you guys a jewel that's young. Some of y'all old too. If you make less than $40,000 a year, listen close. That's your yearly salary. Now, a lot of y'all probably say, shit, I only make $26,000, $38,000, $35,000. If you don't make $40,000 a year, I want you to go look at your car. You're probably paying a note on this car. Does the car cost more than your yearly salary? Most of y'all, your reality is, yeah. That's poverty. That's when you broke. When you spend a whole year's salary on a luxury that's beyond your life. Y'all watch online all day. Y'all watch rappers and people who promote wealth all day. Y'all forget that's not y'all life. Y'all make their standards y'all standards. But y'all don't even make $40,000 a year. They make $40,000 a show. You don't make it a year. You got a car parked up somewhere that you're paying off on that costs more than your yearly salary. This is how most black people are living right now. This is why poverty or homelessness is so high amongst blacks right now. It's not because the government is fucking up. They are, but the government's always fucking up. But you can't, you get it? You're not supposed to depend on them. They're liars. But this is why most black people are going homeless. And then their problem is building from there. Because if y'all are young, before y'all even make $25,000 a year, you're in debt for more than your whole yearly salary. If I gave you your whole yearly salary now, would you walk into a car lot and buy? Or would you say, hell no, that's everything? Paying it off or doing a layaway plan, you know, the note, it's no difference, it's even worse. And so do you get my point? Y'all have to regroup. If you want to look like you a baller or give people that message, start with the small things. Nice clothes. Jumping all the way up. You get my point? And a lot of y'all are sitting right now contemplating, man, should I get a car? Nigga, you don't make even $38,000 a year. Why are you even thinking about that? You see my point? Y'all lost in the peer pressures. Peer pressures that's beyond y'all actual environments. In that, y'all can't even learn deep scholarship because y'all minds isn't dumb. Meaning y'all come here talking about money and things like that and don't even have the clue of, you get my point? How to make money, work money, budgeted. Y'all be talking about stocks and bonds and stuff, and you get my point? This is rich people stuff, not barely making it people stuff. A lot of y'all embarrassing yourself. You're talking to your own, people that have the same circumstances as you, so they don't know to tell you, like, you're not making nothing off stocks and bonds. You get it? You're not even ready for that. And so, if you black, crawl before you walk. Otherwise, you're gonna make everybody in life rich, and you get my point? Y'all gonna be sleeping in y'all cars. So, are we gonna be living in the worst areas that you could think of? You go to the nice areas, we not there. Most people that's black don't even know the nice area in their city. They just know the nice area in their area. You live in New York City, going up Hudson, this is your nice area. I forgot what it's called, Hudson Valley. But if you ask your common New Yorker that live in the city, they gonna tell you like an area in Brooklyn is nice, or an area in that. You get it? Like that. You don't even have the awareness to know. And so, I'm just saying this for some of y'all, to grasp. If you got like Section 8 or something, you really want to get out whatever area the Section 8 puts you in. For your kids' sake, they'll have a better. If you a man, I know you probably don't got the choice over those things, but if you a woman, listen. Give your kids a better. Give your kids more things to fall into than the neighborhood got for them to fall into. But if you don't even make $38,000 a year, and you got a low income or something, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you got those realities, and then you talking about a car, and you're gonna pay off on that, do you get my point? Your car's getting more than your kids. This is where you see the kids running around all dusty. These the people you gonna see saying, oh, this person ain't all that, and that person ain't gotta get it. That's how all of that bum stuff transpire. When you live beyond your means. And this is what most black people are doing, because we're getting lost online. Looking at people whose lifestyles are beyond us. And so, do you get my point? A lot of y'all need to snap into reality. Especially those of y'all that's young, because you got a good chance. You get my point? To make something of yourself. And you're going to end up the old person struggling with homelessness and a whole bunch of other dumb shit. You know, always having to borrow. And so, y'all can listen or not, but like I said, if you a man, you probably don't got control like that over the kids. If you a woman, be smart, meaning your pride gonna cost you your life. Ghetto fabulous. I'm just saying this because this is where a lot of the negativity come from in life. You get my point? Where y'all be jealous and competing and tearing down talk. That people be living beyond their means. Meaning they putting all they got into looking like they that shit. And so to see somebody coming along that look like they that shit a little bit and it ain't no struggle involved, they'll lose their goddamn mind. You get my point? You in debt to look like you that nigga. And so you gonna be hating on whoever is that nigga without the debt. Whatever you can find. And so, you get my point? That kind of talk leads to more poverty because it leads to, the pride raising. And so, if you young, y'all live by y'all peer pressures, but some of y'all, you got to be the strength. Change those narratives because y'all have to live by that. I'm glad I'm not from y'all times, because y'all kind of don't have a chance with that kind of mindset. When I was growing up, like I said, we was thinking more about like what business we can get or what can we do to earn money, stable income. Y'all got desires for things before y'all even have an income. And that soon as y'all get an income or any means to get whatever you want, y'all will start off in debt. Let the tearing down begin from there. You get my point? And this is why black people can't work together. Because most black people are living beyond their means and don't even understand what that means. If you're going in debt for something, meaning if you're paying off on something, just think about it. A car is like a new one, a good one. I hope nobody think we talk. Meaning if you drive a hoopty or something, that's never what it was about. You could walk for all that. Meaning in my day, you either had a nice car or you walked and took public transportation and shit. Because getting a broken down hoopty, like what's the point of that? It's like buying used beat up shoes. You get my point? Now if you got a hoopty, you get my point? Don't go broke for it is my overall point. Because I know a few people that got hoopties and they it's not funny, but it's like, damn, you see how poverty can create a poverty? Meaning the hoopty ain't really worth shit, but in their mind it is. And so whatever they make, it kind of go to keeping it moving. And then you like, damn, they going broke for some broke shit. You get my point? The irony in it. But hey, most of y'all live that kind of way. And not when I'm saying this, you taking it as insult. My channel got to do with just wisdom. Meaning you don't got to have those kind of stupid mindsets here. I'd rather you have, your finances together and have absolutely nothing. This is a good start. Than for you to have all the shit in the world and you in debt for it. You a headache. Hopefully some of y'all grasp, like I said. Handling money and, expenses and things like that, most people not good at that. They gonna have you in debt. You get my point? Your mama gonna tell you to go to school. You gonna get out. You gonna owe student loan. She gonna help you get a car. Meaning your mama gonna put you in debt, and then she gonna help you. She gonna put herself in more debt. If you a woman, ain't this your reality? Tell the truth. You got a little debt. You live a little bit above your means, meaning your income don't cover all the bills you got. Then, you told your kid to go to college and take out the loan. They ain't paying that shit. You helping them, so you add more on you. They want a little car, so you say, I'm gonna help them. Maybe you paying the insurance or something like that. A woman will put the whole debt of the whole world on herself. Never noticing. I'm not sure why they do that, but if you ever observe women, you will notice that. They will put a bunch of debt on themselves, but they don't know why. Like, their way is debt, almost. Not all women, but the bulk of y'all. And so you get my point? We got to change some of the ways we think. Prioritize things a little better. Other than that, we gonna all be growing up, in the low income environments and having that start in playing the catch up game. Because we started off living beyond our means, so now we got all this debt to clear up. That's gonna fall off on the parent. The parent gonna fall over on whoever they reach for when they in the bond, and it's gonna trickle all around the whole damn neighborhood. The whole family. This is how like one person in the family bring everybody down. But it's not that one person. It's just everybody not having their priorities together. And so you see how like burdens get passed around. If you short, you gonna ask somebody else that ain't necessarily rich like that, and then they got love for you, so now they gonna be a little short. Then they gonna go to whoever they go to when you get it. And that, y'all can't make it. Y'all can't make it out the ghetto, because as soon as y'all make a little bit, then 50 people like, yo, let me get this, that. Everybody live above their means. So as soon as you make it a little bit, do you get it? Yo, can you help me with this? Can you help me with that? Because they all live beyond their means. Now look at everybody you know. Do they live beyond their yearly salary? That part. And that, none of y'all can make it. Because then you're going to be responsible for all of that. Are they going to be like, you a sellout, my nigga, and you don't look out for the hood? So this is how we stay bums. Generation. Generation after generation. Y'all don't get what I'm saying? Because if y'all don't, I'll go back to the video. I thought maybe y'all wanted some jewels. Where my $100 paper planes at? I ain't like y'all. I'll pick my shit up. I'll leave that on the floor, act like y'all balling, not me. Where's my $100 paper bills at, man? Before those get swept into somewhere. Oh, there they go. It's nice, right? I have a lot of these. They cute. Now, where was I at? I'm sorry. If y'all want me to be broke, though, y'all should just put it in your mind that I'm broke. That way y'all don't have to bring up, money here anymore. I come for deep wisdom, not. I figure these kind of conversations are useless, being as though y'all are still gonna do what y'all want. In that, I don't really talk about finances or what you should do. Y'all gonna do what y'all want in that regards. I'm sure y'all have heard the right way, but the right way ain't so great when you're young and you wanna be seen. In that, you get it? What I'm saying don't go in line with that. You like, nah, I'm young, niggas need to see me and know I'm that nigga. And I can't say you wrong there. So, I can't rob you of your fun. I was young. My priorities was always in order for the most part. But, ever so often I might. And so just because that ever so often, I ain't gonna stamp on your parade so much. But this is black people's reality. We ain't really got nobody in the circle, the community, that's saying like, nah, don't do that, man. You get it? Get yourself stable, where you got a fair amount of income coming in and it's not going out everywhere. And you can kind of secure some of it. Get your expenses down as little as you can. You got to come down to come up, You got to step off the chair to walk up the stairs to go to the higher chair. So you feel me? You got to chill the fuck out when you trying to come up. You can't be on Front Street and trying to come up. Front Street costs. I get it like real estate. The store on the corner, right there on the Ave, highest rent. You go inside the block a little bit with the store hidden away a little bit, rent cheaper. Front Street. Avoid it. So, hopefully some of y'all grasp. I'm saying that because it's more to life than, these luxuries that y'all want that y'all got from, rich people and rappers. Y'all ain't enjoying the bare minimum things, a nice shirt, a nice shoe, things that ain't gonna put you in debt, but you can still feel good with it. Go to the nice restaurant in your neighborhood or your city. Sit down and have sit down and get served and have a real meal. Things like that. That's your life, your day, not all that other dumb shit. And so, y'all are lacking in all of that. And that is making y'all all bitted out. You pull up in your nice car, but you get it? Your shoes and shit all fucked up. And that, you get my point? You knowing in your mind, like, damn, niggas know I'm living beyond my means, but I'll figure out what to say and just focus, man. You get my point? It's a ghetto thing. That's all I can say. If you live in a ghetto, you got to know this just the ghetto shit that's going to be there, but you got to kind of try to avoid it, like, mentally. Like, I know they pumping this dumb shit, but I got to find my way to get away from it. Whoever talking that dumb shit so I could get, on my way in life. Otherwise, you get my point? You're gonna find yourself stuck around thinking later like, damn, I should have listened to that Mr. Silas nigga. I don't even remember what he said on the way because I was halfway listening. And so, you want to get to a place where you can retire in your 40s if you want. I'm retired, 33. I'm proud of that. So if you take it as like, oh, he rubbing it in our face, I'm proud of that. I don't want to like have to shit on my accomplishments because you're going to take it the wrong way. But I retired at 33. I've been doing all right. I ain't had no broke days or nothing like that. I ain't had to borrow from nobody or nothing. So everything been like I was supposed to be. And so I ain't telling you to retire at 33. I've been working hard all my life, so it's different. But you don't want to be working, figuring out how you gonna earn a buck here there when you in your late 50s and 60s. That's when it's gonna be rough, and you get forgotten when you get old. Niggas forget to check up on you when you get old, and so you don't want to fall short when you old, because you can't be for certain people gonna remember you. The little young people in your family, they ain't thinking about you, and half your friends is dead. Your main crime you used to borrow from and they will borrow back from you, man, they passed. You 60. They dead. And so you get my point? Shit go deep. Priest King said, no, be a YouTuber. Don't be that. Meaning I'll tell most of y'all that first. Don't be no YouTuber. You get yourself a trade. Make sure you got skills. It's not me being a YouTuber that make what I make everything possible for me. It's my skills. I could type 80 words a minute. I apply all my trades and my skills to what I do. In that, I'm able to sell my own books. They legit books, but I'm just self-published and self-owned. Meaning I put the money up myself to get my books printed, to get them copywritten and all of that. And so you get my point? If I ain't know how to type 80 words, you get my point? Maybe you got a book you wanna put out, but you don't know how to write. Meaning you don't know how to type. So now you're gonna have to find somebody to type it for you. You could write it on paper, but you get my point? You gotta type it now. Unless you're gonna be doing that, that's gonna take 20 days to type a book like that. You get my point? In that, you got a lot of people that got literature they wanna put out, but there's their dilemma. I gotta find somebody to type it, then I'm gonna have to pay them. Then I'm gonna have to pay somebody to copyright it for me because I don't want to take the time out to read up on that. I gotta pay somebody to get my ISBN number because I don't want to read up on that either. Simple things like that. Just taking the time out to read up on the thing and then doing it yourself. But you gotta have skills. Like I said, I'm a barber. I could drive a forklift. I got a forklift license. I'm a barber. I could type 80 words a minute. A lot of stuff. And that, I got room for a lot of the ever you may see me doing on YouTube. The next person ain't got that room forever because they like, shit, this is all I got. And YouTube ain't a lot. It's just a monthly check. That's it. And so, whatever it may be for the month, you want to get beyond that. But you don't want to be working week to week or month to month. So, gotta learn to get a little money coming in from here, a little money coming in from there, a little money coming in from there, a little money coming in from there. And you want to get a little money coming in from everywhere that you get confused. Like, shit, I can't keep up with these little pieces of money coming in everywhere. But it add up to one lump sum. Meaning you're gonna have to have a few businesses or a few streams coming in. One job ain't gonna never get it. One hustle ain't gonna never get it. A YouTube channel, you get it? Y'all got the wrong perspective. Y'all think like One thing gonna get you somewhere. You got to have grind in you. A lot of y'all ain't come to terms to get that. You don't have the energy for whatever you want. And so, try to grasp. Priest King said, Priest King, I don't know you and you don't know me. Please stop talking to me like we got some relationship or something. Some of y'all delirious like that. Get your life together, champ. Other than that, I don't know you. I don't have no desire to. And you damn sure don't know me. I avoid people like you. Now, there you go, Jimmy Infinity. When I was young, we didn't have online, so we had all the time in the world to learn a bunch of stuff, because what else was you going to do? Again, if y'all didn't have online right now, y'all will be doing something. You wouldn't just be sitting looking at the wall talking about, well, what am I going to do today? You get it? You'd been outside since you was 8 years old, and that you would have been learning a lot. How to change a tire, all kind of things. And by the time you 30, 40, most people my age got a lot of skills. Or at least one. And you from my day and you ain't got at least one talent, trade, or skill, you a whole loser. Cause you get it? In y'all day, I get why y'all don't have no skills or no talents, cause online is like a video game, so y'all distracted for the most part. It distracts y'all from yourselves and doing the things that y'all need to do for yourselves because y'all are busy on there. Checking one Facebook post can have you on Facebook for 3 hours. Then when you look up, you like, damn, so much time went by. You get it? Tell me I'm lying. Some of y'all woke up and you just checked one Facebook post. That was the intent. But the whole morning passed you because next thing you know, you was on Instagram, then TikTok. And it never stops, meaning they keep y'all bound there. Y'all don't handle y'all handle, and you already know the rest of the story. So, hopefully y'all grasp them jewels. Now, I need to start this video over. But just remember the spot. We're at 37:45. For those of y'all that's desperate for me to not like my current life, the only thing I don't like in life is having to clock in for a job. And so you get my point? There's nothing outside of that for me to not like. My children, they're fine. I feel sorry for people, but that's about it. But that's just when you're real in life. You get it? You want everybody to not struggle so much. Like I said, y'all live above y'all means. Y'all be doing a whole lot. So that's the only problem I have in life. I do know people that ain't doing so great by themselves. Others may be a little bit of, not, you know how it be. People don't be where they want to be in life, and they get a little bit angry. You got love for people, you kind of feel, you feel for them. Outside of that, I use that to be thankful. You get my point? Remembering, like, I had to be somewhat like that at some point in time because I was around them all the time. So just be thankful. Now, where we at? 39, 20. Stop seeking out, negativity for others, yourself, whoever. Just get the self together. Then you won't feel like you need to compete in bum talk. Like that bum shit. You either arguing about who don't have this or that, or who has this or that. I got this and that. You don't got this or that. That's how that happened. Now, let's start this video over. 40 mark. Now, in Islamic hadith, you have the phrase al-Masih ad-Dajjal. And like I said, to your common people, that means the false Christ or the false Messiah, the false Savior. Or it either means, Antichrist, which is the same thing. If you're familiar with Islam, false Messiah. Christian, you know who the Antichrist is, or you have a perspective, meaning you heard of it before. Now, that's the wrong understanding of the phrase. The correct understanding of al-Masih al-Dajjal, it means the message of deceit. Al-Masih is like messenger, the message. Or Messiah, which is the same thing as a messenger. Just like an angel is the same thing as a messenger. Messiah is like a messenger coming with good news, that good news being life and saving. And an angel, well, bring you whatever news it has, so to say. I'm saying that because you may get lost and say, no, al-Masih is like Messiah. It's still a message. So al-Masih is like the message, and ad-Dajjal is like of deceit. You get my point? Now, of course, the message of deceit is concerning a deity or a person. In that, most of y'all say no. Ad-Dajjal is a person. It's not a person. It's a message about a person. And that's where the confusion come in, meaning y'all are waiting for a Antichrist person to come forth. Y'all are not looking for like a false message of God coming forth. And so that's what the prophecy was about. I'll read y'all comments in a second. Thank you to whoever joined. Salam. So it's not necessarily saying a false god or person will enter the world in the churches. It's saying a false message about God will enter the world in the churches. Of course, the God being YHWH. So a false message about the God YHWH, which is the Savior, that's what's going to enter the world. Not a physical false Messiah. Remember, God is not physical. So the Messiah or the false God has to all make sense. You get my point? If God ain't physical and you physical, we know you ain't God. So the false Messiah would have to be similar to whatever God is, which is not a seen thing. Oh my God, niggas be waking up on bum time. Now, it's not a person, but it's speaking of the message of a person. That's going to be false. Like I said, you have the God YHWH. Most people are looking for a false savior to come, not a false message about a savior to come. Like I said, God is not physical, so the Antichrist wouldn't be either, if that makes sense to you. Now, let's deal with the prophecy. The prophecy says, Prophet Muhammad's son-in-law, this is Ali bin Abi Talib, he said his right eye will be punctured and his left raised to his forehead. He will have kafir written on his forehead, and his hair will be curly and branches are associated with his head, and he will influence the whole world, but will not enter Medina or Mecca. This is the description of the Antichrist. I'm about to tell y'all who the Antichrist is, but that's the description of the Antichrist. Now, that description that you just got, his right eye will be punctured. He will have kafir written on his forehead. His hair is curly and branches are associated with it. All those descriptions are those references describing the Antichrist or the al-dajjal is descriptions of the character Jesus shall have. If I tell most of y'all, put the image of Jesus in your mind on the cross, do you not remember a little bit of hair covering one of his eyes and all you can see is one eye? Jesus, the one-eyed God that y'all never noticed was the one-eyed God. Go to the Passion of the Christ movie or Google Jesus in the Passion of Christ. You're going to see his right eye is swollen the whole movie after he started getting beat up. Meaning his right eye is closed in the Passion of Christ movie. That part. If you look at ancient images of Jesus, like paintings, because that's all we have, you'll see like one of the eyes look weird. Like whoever painted it, maybe there was no eye there and they came back and added the eye, and so now the eye does not match the other eye. That part. When it says his right eye will be punctured, it's speaking of that. The Jesus character y'all have and how his eye is always closed. I guess when they beat him up, they blacked his eye, closed his eye. If you think I'm lying, well, y'all have Google. That's y'all best friend. Google it. Most of y'all already have an image of Jesus in your mind on the cross. He always got hair covering his eye. One of them. It says he will have kafir written on his forehead. Kafir mean like a blasphemy written on his forehead. So it's not to say kafir is going to be written on his forehead, but a blasphemy going to be written on his forehead. Now, when you're dealing with y'all God that got the one eye blacked out, you know, he got beat up in his eye is swollen or whatever. They wrote on his forehead, King of the Jews. This is blasphemy. A dude is beat up with spit on himself. How's he a king? Do you follow? It's a blasphemy. For one, kings don't get beat up and spit on, and for two, God ain't no person that could. So it's a blasphemy written on the forehead. It says, his hair will be curly and branches are associated with his head. That's that bird nest thing. Meaning Jesus got a bird nest on his head. A crown of thorns. That's a bird's nest. It's the only way you're going to get a crown of thorns. That's a bird's nest. And so branches is associated with bird's nest. It says his hair will be curly and branches are associated with his head. That part. And he will influence the whole world. There's not nobody in the world that don't know Jesus. Even Muslims believe in Jesus. They call him Isa. In Islam, Isa is higher than the Prophet Muhammad in perspective. Muhammad is a prophet. Isa is the savior to Islamic people. That part. There's no religion you know of that don't recognize Jesus. Islam ain't supposed to be Christianity or even have Jesus in it, but it does. It has all the characters that Christianity has in it. Islam's supposed to be another religion. But do you see my point? How it's all the same religion? Y'all all worship this false god named Jesus. Before the times of Jesus, the Savior was YHWH. That was the Holy Ghost, the Lord of hosts, that's to say many. Everything that y'all associate Jesus as. Meaning before these times, there was no Jesus character. That don't even make no sense. It was the YHWH. The character y'all have as Jesus is what overwrites YHWH. Meaning Jesus would technically be the fake YHWH, because YHWH name ain't Jesus, and YHWH was never taught as a physical person. It was the spirit within physical people. Meaning the YHWH, or the spirit of God, would have been in mankind, not mankind itself. The Jesus character y'all got is a man, beat up with spit on itself. Just the blasphemy. You get my point? Against the YHWH. Now, that's the al-dajjal that comes into the world before the day of judgment. This character that y'all have named Jesus, that has nothing to do with anything of old. You get my point? Y'all say, man, Jesus coming back. Y'all said Jesus was coming back yesterday for the solar eclipse. No one came. Y'all didn't mention it though. And I didn't see anyone saying, oh man, we don't be knowing what we talking about. We just be blabbering. Y'all have a thing for lie. And it's because y'all a lie filled. My arms are not like noodles, y'all. Lucky I can't lift this tight ass shirt up. I'm gonna have a muscle challenge with some of y'all because y'all shit look terrible. Now, Muhammad Armin said, you are Dajjal. Salam, shalom. Dajjal is a deeper thing than a person. Dajjal is more important than your wanting to insult somebody. And so, my channel is for adults is the most important thing that I'm saying. Meaning, if you think any person is Dajjal or Jesus, can you get off my channel? So if you had that in your mind, like, I think he's the Dajjal, can you get off my channel? I don't waste my time with your type. Completely dumbed out, childish brain, and you get my point? Saying stupid shit. Come when you older. I kind of try to deal with the 35 and older, not the young and broken. And so, salam, shalom, ya. Yeah, you can, Miss Cochran, I can't see your first name too good. You can have bad spirits in your house, but y'all don't understand spirits accurately. I'll explain when I'm finished with this. Muhammad Amin said, yeah, true, but I didn't say you are. I said, are you? But chill. The fact that you asked the human that, just be quiet. Stop coming here with the tough ego. Ain't nothing you could tell me. You are a visitor. Watch your mouth. Click in here for the wisdom. All that extra dumb shit y'all be coming with. I'm gonna make this the last time. Cause I ain't got time for the impoverished talk. Coming here trying to be seen. I don't need to see you. Simple thing to grasp. I'm gonna let you go in a minute, Muhammad. You might be a little bit too young to be here. Now, the Jesus character that y'all have, meaning Christians, Islams have it too as Isa. Everybody in the world acknowledges this Jesus character in some way, shape, or form. But the character itself is a falsehood of YHWH. If you ask any Christian, is that the real name of God, Jesus, or was it something else? Most that are not young children from today times are aware that Jesus is not the accurate name. Jews were not named Jesus. They would have had another name. If they play translation games, oh, that's the name translated. If a Mexican's name is Jorge or Jorge, spelled Jorge, in your English, you still will call him Jorge. You wouldn't be like George. You get it? Meaning a person's name is a person's name, and that is not translated. Their name is their name. My name is John. A Puerto Rican person can't call me Juan. I wouldn't respond to that. I'm not Spanish. I don't know what you're saying. Do you get it? And so it don't matter who you could think of. Meaning when you meet people that's not from your culture and they tell you their name, maybe they Arabic, you don't be like, let me find the English equivalent. You call them whatever their name is. And so the fact that y'all have a fake name for God, which is Jesus, the Jesus character is the Antichrist. Now, if you understand, al-dajjal does not mean the coming of a person. If you understand, like I said in the beginning, it is saying that a false message about a person will enter the world. That person being God or YHWH. So a false message about YHWH will enter the world. A false message of YHWH that y'all have is this Jesus character. His eye is always either swollen or shut, closed shut, or there's either hair hanging off over it while he's hanging on the cross. He's the one-eyed one. Google it. Google images of Jesus and the Passion of Christ. I know that's a movie, but they're documenting the realities of this character. And so in the movie, they made sure to make sure his eye was swollen shut. That part. When you think of Jesus on the cross, like I said, he always got hair covering one of his eyes. Jesus is the one-eyed God or Antichrist that they were prophesying about. Remember, in Prophet Muhammad times, there would have been no character named Jesus. Do you get it? He's prophesying about a time to come, which is now, where y'all have this character named Jesus, and even Islamic people acknowledge this character. That part. Remember, the prophecy has to do with a message about a person, or a false message about a person, the person being God. Y'all have a false message about God. That false message being he's beat up, has a bird's nest on his head, foolishness written on his forehead, and hanging from a cross like a shish kebab, meat on a stick. Y'all call him a lamb, which is a beast of the field. That's disrespectful towards God. Y'all mimic that y'all gonna eat the God. That's disrespect number 2. Y'all say we're gonna wash up in the blood of the lamb. Disrespect number 3. Do I have to keep going? Y'all say the God gonna die for the sins of the world. The God is good, but the God gonna die for the sinners. So that would mean bad is over good if the good gonna get sacrificed to save the bad. You would figure it would be reversed. But no, not in y'all religion. The God dies and nothing else. In fact, everything that's a sinner gets saved by this good God that gets killed for evil with the spit on his face. Again, the religion is tricking y'all into blaspheming God. God being the YHWH. The YHWH is seminal fluid. This is the spirit or substance of mankind. Meaning whether you're a woman or a man, your beginnings start as you being ejaculated from your father. You're the spirit from the Father, male or female. We all ejaculated into the woman. In that seminal fluid is the spirit of whoever the person that you see is. You follow? The seminal fluid is what raises the sperm cells up out of the man's testicles, giving them life because they're dead when they're in the testicles. This is why seminal fluid is called YHWH, pronounced you. It's called that for that reason. It's given all those references so you can know that. Seminal fluid looks holy, ghostly, or ghostly. It's gray and whitish. It's yokey. You know how Jesus would say, come into my yoke? That part. Jesus is the fake YHWH. In that, he has all the references of YHWH, but in terms of the name, Jesus. A physical man, so to say. Beat up with spit on the face. Salam, shalom, Muhammad. Enjoy your day, champ. Anna Sakura, watch the video. I'm not sure what y'all are getting confused on when y'all come in here and y'all listen, but I don't wanna. I don't want to answer things. That's ridiculous. Salam. Now, like I said, you have the YHWH. This is the Holy Ghost. When you're dealing with the Old Testament, this is the God that's talking about when it's speaking of the Lord of Hosts. And you get it? It's speaking of that deity, the Savior. Like I said, the seminal fluid, this is what raises up the sperm cell. The seminal fluid is what raises up all that's in a woman's belly. Meaning a woman usually has a menstrual cycle and she bleeds out. When the seminal fluid goes into her and conception happens, all of that hell gets raised out, or raised up and born out. That's why the substance is called the Savior, the Holy Ghost. It's named YHWH, which is pronounced you. YH, yeah, yeah, yeah. WH, ooh, yeah, ooh, you. They just didn't use vowels in the past, so instead of spelling it Y-O-U, which is how we spell it, they avoided the Y's. But if you know how to sound out, you get my point? It's still the same. You get you. I'll let you go in a minute, Hannah Sakura. She said, what? Some of y'all crazy in the daytime. Don't take offense, love. I don't want to. You don't come in the middle of a thing and you get my point. I'm not sure what's wrong with y'all in the daytimes, but you don't jump into something and just, you get my point? And so the video is explaining what it is. Watch the video. You said what video? The video that you're watching now. Can y'all see from my perspective how y'all a little throwed off? Like, I'm not sure what's up with the attention span, the common sense. But YouTube, online, these things are working. It's working on y'all brains beyond what y'all seem to be able to fathom. And so y'all speak to one another in that y'all don't notice it. But when y'all speak to someone like myself who's wiser or don't engage in the things y'all do, then you get my point, y'all get a little disturbed. And it's because of that. Y'all can see the error in y'all ways or the lack in y'all mind in terms of just simple common sense, anything you could think of. And so you got to be aware of you. Nobody can save you from you. This is something I always told my daughter. I'm going to give it as a Jew to y'all too. Nobody can save you from your own self. That's basically to say, whatever you doing to yourself, nobody can intervene with that or stop you from afflicting yourself. You fucking up your life or you doing this, even if it's a physical thing, I cannot stop you from blowing your own head off. Maybe the next person, I could stop them from doing something to you. But nobody can save nobody from their own self. And so a lot of y'all on that path, you your own affliction. You're your own negativity. You're your own decline. And can't nobody save you from that. You get my point? Nobody can save you from dumbing yourself down. Try and grasp. Don't take offense though. Now, like I said, the Jesus character y'all have, he is the Antichrist. He's the character that y'all have as the Christ, but the Christ is YHWH, not Jesus. Jesus being this physical man that y'all have that y'all don't. Meaning Jesus is a physical man according to y'all. God walked the earth, but y'all have no physical imagery or no physical proofs of the God. I'm saying that so you could see lie. The Antichrist or the false God ain't the real God, so you're not supposed to have any real proof. How you gonna have real proof of a lie? This is why y'all have the character Jesus, but y'all have no real life proof. Y'all have the mummy of King Tut. King Tut is supposed to predate Jesus, which is absurd. King Tut predates God. Okay. But we have mummies of that. Y'all ain't got a mummy or nothing of Jesus. I'm sure y'all will make up something in the time to come. But do you get my point? There's no physical proof. You don't even have real imagery. They showing y'all paintings of Jesus. That should make it even clearer. Everything surrounding the character Jesus y'all have is animation. And Jesus is a cartoon. Unless you about to show me a real picture, and I have to use the restroom. I was trying to hold it all this time. But I can't. My balls are about to burst. No. Give me a second. Make sure y'all give back to me. Okay, I'm back. If y'all have any questions, ask. Like I said, Jesus, this is your Antichrist. Peace and wisdom, Dutch Cruiser. I like how you said that, man. That was groovy. I like good manners. He said he's not starting anything. He's just listening. It's not good to be an atheist. An atheist is someone who truly doesn't believe in anything. You are what you believe, or you are what you know. You are what you believe, or you will become what you believe. But there is a knowing that you're supposed to become. Look at it like that. You can either be the glory of yourself, which is a knowing, or you can become whatever ideals you have in your head that was put there by others. Who you are has nothing to do with ideals put into your head. Who you are has to do with you becoming a knowing, whether it be knowing self, knowing the world you live in, just more and more knowing, certainty. Thank you for the give back. Oh, you just remind me when you did that to break down this video for you explaining spirits. And so let me make sure I'm finished this first. Yeah, I think I am. And so more than anything, hopefully y'all grasp Jesus' character, Christianity, that's your Antichrist, meaning that's your false message of deceit that came into the world. And that you know we in the end times, because that's when that happens. Meaning you get this character that y'all have now in the end times. So I guess Jesus is worldwide now. Maybe in the 1900s it wasn't. You get it? Maybe an American thing. Maybe a European thing. But not a worldwide thing like Africa, China. You got Chinese people talking about Jesus in the daytime. I say, man, ain't that embarrassing? They've abandoned their own culture. They've abandoned their own lives for new ones. Who's doing that? If you Chinese, ain't nothing worse than seeing a person trying to fit into the society that they are in to that extreme. And a lot of y'all are immigrants, are foreigners. And you think that make you look cool. It make you look stupid. Just a thought. I get everyone wants to fit in, but Chinese culture is a little more deeper than Western culture. And so for you to like abandon that so you could fit in with Western scholarship, you're fucking stupid. You get it? It's like somebody from India abandoning all the scholarship they got, which is deep if you can get an understanding, for the kid version of stuff, which is what Westerners do. They turn God into Santa Claus. Some kid thing, you know, God's flying around in the sky. God is within self, but they have it as God is in the sky. And if you're good, you'll get presents at the end of the year. For Christians, at the end of your life, if you're good, you'll get a gift. You know, baby talk, dumb stuff. And so, life is about knowing, but I guess y'all have y'all beliefs until then. Try to grasp and let you go, Joe O'Shea. Now, peace and wisdom, Elior. Now, where was I at? Slipped my mind. Deep thing. Too many dummies come in. Like I said, the Jesus character, that's your Antichrist or your al-dajjal. The al-dajjal not being a person that comes into the world, but a false message about a person. That person being God. And so Jesus is your false message about God. The Antichrist being a real physical person that y'all never see. You get it? Meaning Jesus walked this earth and lived and died. That nigga was killed over in wherever y'all say he was killed at. I'm saying wherever y'all say because the Bible say your Lord was sacrificed in Egypt, but y'all say what y'all want. Egypt being the egg. So we're saying the Lord was sacrificed to the egg. But y'all think this got to do with physical life. This is matters that predate physical, but y'all think it got to do with physical. So Jesus is a man that walked the earth. People will show you paintings and all kind of things. If you never been here, you will be like, yeah, that person, that Jesus guy got to be real. But then you will never find any proof, meaning you will never see anything real. You will see paintings. It's like somebody telling you, I'm a real person, Solace, but then they show you paintings. They show you everything that don't got nothing to do with real, but it's real. And that's what makes it the Antichrist. Clear-cut lie. If Jesus is real, y'all would have something of it. Meaning if it was a man that was sacrificed, hung on a cross, and he was that important, y'all would have his body mummified somewhere, as it says in the text. Jesus was wrapped in linens and put in a tomb like a mummy. Y'all say, well, he rose from the dead. That's why we don't have the body. You ever seen a physical person rise from the dead? That part. You never will. So you don't have to confuse your own self. But you do got the story. You get my point? Meaning Jesus is real. Y'all got no proof, but he real. He rise from the dead. Y'all ain't even got no proof he real, but so he rose from the dead, like y'all said. You get my point? Everything y'all have of this character shows us the Antichrist. Meaning, it's a flesh and blood man that walks the earth. It's a part of all the religions. It's even in government. On the money is saying, God we trust. But do you get my point? Because it's a fake God, you can't expect it to be real. In that, when y'all look for Jesus over here, over there, y'all never find him. That's why in the book, I think it's Matthew, when Jesus is speaking to the disciples, he said, like, people gonna be saying he's over here and he's over there, and he said, don't pay it no mind. That ain't me. I forget what verse it is, and I forget it verbatim, but overall it was saying that. One of the disciples was asking Jesus, like, when you come back, how will we know? And he said, you're gonna have people saying that I'm over here, I'm over there. They're gonna say they are the Christ. Blow all that off. That ain't me. Why? Because the Christ ain't a physical man. The book is writing as the Spirit speaking to all of mankind. The Spirit being within all of mankind. And so the message is supposed to be taken from that perspective. Not from the perspective that y'all have it, which is the blasphemy. The New Testament. Antichrist stuff. Peace and wisdom, Yaya. He said, Joe, please kindly keep quiet, Ali. Thank you, y'all, for getting, to these foolish trolls. I don't know why people don't fulfill themselves of the lower things. It gets old and done. I was looking for your question, Ms. Cochran. There was something about spirits. Now, in regards to your question about you think you have bad spirits in your home, you have persons in life and personalities. Persons being the physical people you see. Personalities being, character. Y'all have personalities. Y'all flip-flop in between personalities. So you could say a fresh-born person, a baby, they don't have a personality or a character. They adopt one as they age, and they will adopt, and you get it? Change their personality as they age, picking whatever personality they think is cool to them. View personalities as spirits. These things are with us. Like I said, the spirits are in your spine. Everything is within self. Now, a person can bring their negative or bad energy into your space. Just like I can be grouchy or angry, depressed, and you come into my space and get depressed. Think like if you go to a funeral, then you just get a little depressed when you walk in. Like that. The energy of the personality can be pushed off on you. You get my point? If a person got a lot of personalities that they flip-flop in between, kind of like a bipolar person, then you get my point? Those energies or spirits can be pushed off on you. So you can view it from a child perspective. Like spirits is ghosts under your bed or in the closet that have a shape and form and appearance. Or you can view it as something a little more sinister. No face, no description, but a presence. And you get my point? You can be overcame by the presence. Now, when you're dealing with spirits, you're speaking of substances. Substances is liquids. If I give you vodka, which is a substance or a spirit, when you buy it from the liquor store, it say wines and spirits, so that you know what vodka and all other alcohol is. Spirits being chemical mixtures to make a liquid. Wine being something that, you get it, come from old fruit. Fresh fruit, good juice. Old fruit, strong drink. If I give you vodka, within the substance you have the agonist and the antagonist. You can say these are your little deities within the substance. Same way you have little deities within seminal fluid, sperm cells. Same way you have little deities within menstrual cycle blood, the oocyte cells. All substances have little entity within it that are not seen by the eye. Those are what you get it? Interact with the cells within your body and, overpower them. Take them as hosts, so to say. In that, you drink the vodka, you take on a different persona. You may even become a little wobbly and, lose your balance. Because the agonist and antagonist within the substance are attacking your liver, your neuron cells, and that is interfering with your balance, is interfering with your personality, meaning you're taking on the personality of the substance or the entity within it. So in ancient spirits, some of the times you had a deity named Buer, B-U-E-R. Buer is pronounced beer. Within beer, you have the agonist and the antagonist. All drunks, they have the same personality. They take on the personality of the beer being a specific entity. Anyone who drinks beer will take on that persona. Same way all of y'all that drink Hennessy, y'all will take on that persona. You sniff some cocaine, y'all will all have the same persona. You think you extra tough, eyes popped out the head, a lot of sniffling, and you get it? All cokeheads have the same persona. All crackheads got the same persona. No crackhead all jittery and, they look like they guilty or something. Like they anxious. Same with a cokehead. They look anxious. Like, same with y'all that drink lean. Everybody that drink lean, they got that same personality. Where they kind of like, look like they half out of it. And they ain't got no personality. You get my point? These are all substances or liquids. Within these things, you have those micro deity, the antagonists and agonists. And like I said, they bound themselves to y'all neuron cells, certain organs like y'all liver. And let the dragon down from there start. meaning it overrides your personality. You become like the substance, but it's really the entity within the substance that are taking over control over you. In that, a person on drinking beer so long, whoever they were, do you get it? Some of y'all know people like that. They've been drinking for a while now, and so whoever they used to be, you're like, yeah, that person's gone. Let's say you knew me since I was young. I'm giving you that example because I'm the only person I know that's still the same. Meaning I ain't never really take no hard substances or nothing in that. I ain't never go to jail or nothing, and they gave me like medicine to calm me down or something. You get it? I never had anything put into me that will take me out of character or like my mind. Whether you speaking as a kid all the way up to adulthood. And that I'm saying, if you knew me as a kid, then you probably say like, yeah, he's still the same. Blood even looked the same a little bit. Like, there's very little change in him. He matured. But in terms of who he is and his personality, the things he like is still there. You get it? Some people, they a whole different person. Maybe they used to take care of themselves real good and now they are drunk and you get it? You like, damn, I remember when you was so neat and well kept. And now you don't even care how you look. And the way you talk is different now. And your whole personality is something completely different. To the point where you wonder like, well, could they ever be the same again, even if they get help? And so spirit possession got to do with like that. Now let's say a person is drunk all the time. Their energy or personality can pass off onto you. That's why I said like cold is aerial, meaning it's not a physical thing, but y'all can catch the cold. Same way y'all can catch words. Y'all take the words into y'all ears and you get it, they get implanted in the mind. If I say something disrespectful or negative to you, you get it, you take it in your ears, it changes your emotional state. You say, fuck this nigga Silas. But you wasn't thinking on that time until I said whatever I said to you. I'm giving you that example so you could see even words could change your frequency. Of course, within air, you have your atomic levels of life, meaning your micro deities that y'all can't see. These things come within y'all. Like I said, they attack your liver, your organs, your neuron cells. This is like your brain cells and things. Overriding your character. Like I said, every substance is its own character. It's like DMT. Everybody that take that, the same DMT, they go to the same place. So it's like that. In the past, they understood the different liquids that we have in life and the recipe to them. Beer is a recipe. Wine is a recipe. Crack, cocaine, all these different things, these different substances or spirits, they have a recipe. If I tell some of y'all make crack, you don't know how. Because that's chemistry. And you're not a chemist like that. If I tell you to blow up some heroin and make some heroin, like process it, you don't know how. If I say make some liquor from scratch, corn liquor, you don't know how. Them old heads know how to do that. I got a homeboy, his grandfather made corn liquor on the regular. They have a flower shop. Like I said, they make corn liquor on the regular. But they're like my grandmother age or older, like in their 80s or 90s. During their times, there wasn't abundance of stores around. There wasn't 5,000 liquor stores on every corner. There wasn't even as many different liquors that we have now in their time. And that a lot of people them ages, they come from old times, they making their own liquor. It's probably more healthy than what we buy in the store, but you get my point? They're making their own substances as spirits. But it all has a recipe. And so you get my point? You may have to become a channel member, Janisha Smith. I'm going to leave this video up public. Salam, shalom, so you can catch it, and whoever else may have missed it. No, a Christian is a devil, a Satan worshiper, Kitty. Watch the video, you'll grasp. Hopefully you do. And so, spirit possession, or even the summoning aspect of it, is different than y'all understand. Meaning, y'all understand it from an unlearned perspective. It's like I said, people that use the word God, that word is for people who have no clue of what they're talking about or who they're talking about truly. Now you may use that word God, but in your heart, you get my point? You don't know. What's the face to this word? You don't have a face. Or some of y'all got Jesus as God, but the thing ain't ever said that was God to begin with. It's the Son of God or lesser God. But I'm talking about God, whatever God is to you. All you got is that three-letter word. In terms of you having a description or a real connection or a real relationship, you don't. So I'll say again, God is just a word that people who don't know what they're talking about or who they're talking about uses. Same with spirituality. It's a word that people that don't know science use, but what they're speaking on is a matter concerning science. Meaning y'all ain't chemists. Y'all don't know like the small deities in all substances. In that, spirituality to y'all become ghosts under the bed and kid talk. Never realizing that. Now it's more people unlearned than learned, so do you see how y'all become the many? Dumbing yourselves out more and more? Here's your reality. But there's no spirituality, there's no God is a title. Who you talking about specifically? All unseen things manifest physically. If it can't be seen, it ain't real. Again, all unphysical things are all physical things have an unphysical counterpart. The precursor to itself. You, before you were seen and born out of your mother, you were a substance. Within that substance was sperm cells. You couldn't see those things. Those was the seeds that, like I said, all unseen things manifest physically. So whatever you're speaking of, it should be something seen that you can, you get it? Point out. If you notice, y'all have a lot of conversations based on nothing. So y'all say this don't have nothing to do with the physical. The physical don't spring forward from nothing. So whatever you talking about that ain't physical, if it's real, at some point it manifested out. In that, what you talking about? And so like that, a lot of y'all in the spirituality, but that's not nothing. That's words for the unlearned. A lot of y'all say, I'm on my path to God. That's just the word for people that don't know what they talking about. And so, it's just common fool's talk. But you have to come to grasp that on your own. Meaning, truth start with self. You got to be able to be real with self before you can take the truth. Because the truth don't match, whatever falsehoods y'all got. And most people are not built for that. You see how Calium said, seek the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, and the rest will be added on. Then he said, hold fast to the truth, which is a contradiction, because everything he said prior is just hearsay that he heard in the world. But he's speaking it as if it's a proven truth. Now, God is just the word that people use that don't know what they're talking about. So do you get my point? Meaning we cannot say, what's the kingdom of God? You get my point? Everything y'all speak of, there's no nothing after that. It's just babble. Babble that y'all heard. That's why I say I don't really deal with the young. Y'all speak beyond y'all experience and have no awareness to know how stupid you look. I seen a Muslim talking about there's no person that was greater than the Prophet Muhammad, and he was so emotional about it. And I'm in my mind like, this fool has no clue that he don't know who Muhammad is. It's cool to idolize people, but at least know them. This motherfucker never even seen Muhammad. He from my times. Why is he so emotional about it, like he's speaking facts and truth, like none of us know he never seen Muhammad, and all he got is hearsay. Some of y'all fake the self in that way. You mad dedicated to nothing. Hearsay, gossip. Y'all religion is gossip. It's something that y'all all picked up in the world. Then y'all blabber it around like it's a proven truth. I don't know why would somebody do that to themselves. So I'll say it again. Truth start with self. How you blabbering hearsay, lying to yourself. The moment you start to blabber out all this Jesus and God talk, you lying to yourself. Because you know you heard that. That ain't no experience you got. You read that in the book, or you even heard somebody in this world promoting that. The Babylon parts of this world. You ain't heard that out in nature by people that never heard of a city before. That part is something y'all got from y'all Babylons, the world. In regards to proofs of this, what y'all got, y'all have none. Just endless talk. Forgetting that the talk is all based on a belief, not a truth. In that, y'all are promoting what y'all do not know. Unless you about to tell me, no, I do know Jesus. And I would have no choice but to say you a liar. Because we ain't get there yet. And thought y'all was waiting on God to come and get y'all. And so we didn't get there yet. And so what are you talking about? Nothing. Hopefully a lot of y'all grasp that. Y'all get lost in the things, but how do you get lost into nothing? I don't get that part. I mean, how can somebody give you a God, which is just the words y'all got, with nothing else but talk to go with it? Talk that don't got nothing to do with reality. You got to be a kid in mind. And so everybody's mind doesn't mature. You gotta know that. Peace and wisdom, Melissa Morton. Oh, I see that comment already. And so hopefully most of y'all grasp what I'm saying. Meaning y'all are lost in a lot of gossip and hearsay. In that, you still into playing games with your self-game. But the truth ain't got nothing to do with hearsay, gossips, beliefs, secret talks behind people's backs. None of that have anything to do with truth and honor. And so if you partake in those things, do you get my point? You playing games on yourself. You can't serve two masters. You can't be a low life and think you gonna pull from the highs. No. And so the fact that Christians open their mouth to lie when they speak should show you. Meaning the boy that said whatever he said, he know he never read the book. He know he ain't got a fluent understanding of Christianity. But he's promoting it to y'all for some reason. So it show you right there their lying ways. How do you skip over self? That part. And so you got to be careful with people like that. Meaning if you know in your heart, yeah, most Christians ain't read up on that book. Or know nothing except what they heard. Meaning they're not reading directly from the source or studying from source. They're being brainwashed. Meaning storylines being put into their head. They know they're supposed to read the book and study on the book until they get understanding. But they would just lie. I'm saying lie to themselves because when you speaking falsehoods out, you've already lied to yourself. Otherwise, you wouldn't. That part. They will speak out how they're a Christian, this thing and that thing, and then you will see they do nothing that the teachings require of them. They do all the opposite. It say don't wear signs and symbols, and they the main ones that wear signs and symbols of their God. It say don't use God's name in vain. All you gonna hear Christians doing is blabbering Jesus and God around all day non-stop, exploiting the shit out of it, to where you wondering like, damn, are you on a recruiting job the way you? That part. Y'all do everything that is unholy to then say, I'm Christian. And so God is don't got nothing to do with all of that weird stuff. I'm using that word because that's what y'all have. That word being the word for those who are ignorant on the matter. Same with spirituality. It's just a word for those who are ignorant on science. Chemistry, making spirits or substances, and the influence that they can have on a person. And bringing them all the way down, like I explained with beer, vodka. And so, in regards to you, Miss Cochran, if you bring somebody who's drunk into your presence, they will push their drunkenness off to you, meaning their emotional state is drunk, and their emotional state is what they're going to be blabbering into your ear until it becomes heavy on you. Next thing you know, when you kick the drunk person out your house will smell of their scent being like airs, and it holds, you get it? The agonist and the antagonist within it. Or you could just say the micro aspects of life, your atoms, molecules. Within their air, this is their voice, their smell, this is airs. Within those airs, you have your atomic levels of life. When you kick them out of your house, their scent, their words, those airs, lingers in your space. In that, you can become intoxicated or possessed like them, meaning disturbed inside. I'm not saying you can become drunk because a drunk person's talking to you, but you can be put into the emotional state that the drunk person's in, where they're like depressed and rambling on about the past, and you get it? This is what it is when you drunk. You kind of get lost in your emotions. You start pulling for your hurt and pain, and when you talking to people like that, you start disturbing them like that. What you need to do is just air your house out. Like I said, incense, sage, these things are not how you clear your space. They attract energy into your space. That's what good smells are. They attract. Look at it like the evil things and the good things in life all want access to the good things. You follow? So you can't say like this sage or these incense is going to clear my space of the negative energies. The bad and the good things like to partake in the same things. In that, you have to clear your space of energies, period. You get it? In that, you need pure things. When you're dealing with water and fresh air, no one cares about that. Get a room full of good people and bad people, killers and saints, and none of them like water. So y'all want a big glass of water? Got no Kool-Aid or nothing? That part. Water is everybody's last choice. So if you trying to clear your space, water. It's your best friend. Negative energies don't like water or cleanliness. But they like good smells. But they don't like cleanliness. It's just like a dirty person. They don't like water. They feel uncomfortable in a clean space because they say like, I'm the filth in it. And so if you want to clear your space of negativity, water, fresh air, and emptiness, truly, and you will see how fast all the negative energies or positive energies, anything you could think of, is removed. And from there, you get my point? Whatever energies you have within self, bad or good, will start to take over that space. That's why I did a video in the past. I said, like, if you've ever been in a space where you're like venting or getting negativity out of you, maybe crying, maybe talking to somebody about something that's bothering you, and venting out the negativity. You want to clear that space or you want to leave that space. Meaning some of y'all have went through a emotional roller coaster in the home that you live in now. And the energies from that still linger, drawing you back into these emotional cycles. When you overcame certain aspects of yourself, you were supposed to leave the space. Let's say you have a drug problem and you kick your drug habit. It's best you leave the space you were hanging in, because whoever you were hanging around is going to draw you back into it. Let's say you in a home and you get it? You was going through an illness and a depression, and then somehow you overcame this illness and depression. It's not good for you to go back to that space, because those energies still there waiting for you. They look at it like if you have an argument with your spouse and your energy is still lingering there. If y'all didn't wipe the place down with fresh water and air it out, the energies are still lingering there. And when y'all come back into the space, do you get it? She may get a thought like she had earlier, which spark up the argument again. Or vice versa. It's like if you have a spouse and the spouse cheated on you, then you get over it. But then you see the person. So you like, I ain't signed up for all of that. Like that. You can come back into the space or presence of a thing, and then you get it? Relive it. And so clearing out your space is not done with sage, incense. In fact, those things get y'all intoxicated. And most of y'all that's on or that use sage and incense, you a little throwed off. And you like somebody that smoke K2. Not as bad as them, because you're not, inhaling it into your throat, but you are in smaller doses through the air. And so you may want to chill on the incense. You may want to chill on the sage. If you real with self, I'm sure you had a moment where you was like, damn, it's too much. Where you like, oh, it's making me a little dizzy. You're getting intoxicated. Incense. What do you call cinnamon and nutmeg and all of that? I forgot. Incense and spices. Them things are, they're psychedelics, but lightly, but not lightly, meaning you're only supposed to use a little bit of them. So that's why I'm saying lightly. You're not supposed to just eat a whole tablespoon of sugar, cinnamon, but you could like sprinkle some on something. So that's why I'm saying like they're light psychedelics, because you can only use a little bit of it. If you use a lot of it, you might die, and you'll know right there, like, oh yeah, this is more than a psychedelic. It's a poison. It's poison. And so look at it like that. Spices, incense. Incense is kind of made from the same things as spices. You can become intoxicated by these things, addicted. Some of y'all are addicted to incense. You don't realize it though. But you always light your incense when you come in the house, or your sage, not realizing I'm addicted and this got me intoxicated. And so that lead the mind or change the personality. Next thing you know, you start indulging in the tarot cards and going on and on and on with all the things that fall in line with incense, sage. You get it? Putting yourself on a whole different path. Look at it like a person that drinks. Before they were drinking, they had whatever friends they had. They start drinking, whatever friends they had that don't drink, you get it? They go off onto a new course or path of life. deeper and deeper into their new life, which has to do with drinking. Look at incense like that, being as though it's psychedelic for our drug per se. You start using it, the incense. Next thing you know, it do just like alcohol. It puts you on a path. You start isolating yourself. You start getting a new group of friends, so on and so forth. They start to change your personality. And so you get my point? Spirit summon and spirit possession go more deeper than y'all understand. Y'all still have like allegory. Monster under the bed talking that, y'all don't get a clarity. And so in that y'all drink liquor, things like that, and y'all don't look at it like, damn, I'm becoming possessed spiritually. Meaning every time I drink this liquor, I'm summoning the spirit upon myself. The spirit in the bottle. Like I said, whatever liquor you drink, y'all all have the same personality. If you drink vodka, y'all all have the same personality. If you drink Hennessy, same personality. If you drink wine, same personality. You get it? All these things leading to one isolating themselves and going into that desolation. You get my point? And so, if you got any problems, like if you finding yourself isolated, where you having problems being around people, you may have a problem. You get my point? And so, I don't know. You have to figure it out. Romeo the Beast, thank you for the gift back, champ. To those of y'all that give back, if you don't mind, can you give back to my personal links, not so much the chat, because I don't trust YouTube, so I can't for sure say I'm getting it. Now, I never seen the Book of Clarence. I don't watch a lot of television. Like I said, television is lie, so I don't think much on anything that has to do with television. I know the truth and I know life, which is reality. And life ain't got nothing to do with movies. Movies come from life, the altering of it for entertainment purposes. So when you get in certain realms of wisdom, do you get my point? Y'all question all wrong. A movie is not the way to knowing. It's the way to dumbing yourself completely out. Now that's not to say I don't watch movies sometime, but you get it? TV might be something I indulge in maybe 3 times a week, where I sit down and watch a movie. Outside of that, it's too much up here for me to sit and focus on something that minute. You get my point? It's like your intellect evolved too much for you to sit and watch Sesame Street. You'll do it with your kid maybe, but you get it? While you're watching it, your mind is going into deeper thought, kind of blocking out the stupid Sesame shit. That's how watching movies and TV is for me. I'll sit and watch it, and you get my point? It don't hold my attention anymore. It's too childish. It's like a cartoon is for you probably, or coloring, where you like it's too childish to hold my attention. I can do it, but I just don't have the desire. It's so much more fun things to do. That's how it is when you become wise or the mind evolves. Things like television, it ain't gonna be able to hold your attention like it does now. You get my point? Right now it do, but when your mind evolves and you become, the self you are supposed to, that's more interesting than television. Real life is more interesting than television. And learning the things concerning real life, way more interesting than television. It's not even close. Now I'm about to depart. Damn, it must be hot outside. I am on fire. If y'all have any questions, ask. Peace and wisdom to Tarshawn. He says start twerking. Salam. All extra spicy in here. Oh, it is hot, huh? In regards to being fat or diesel, wise people are slim. Meaning that if you want to know if a person's truly wise, they more than likely should be slim. And this is a sign of, you know, their appetite and desires. Maybe you're a little fat, maybe you're a little diesel. You don't want to hear that. But it's just a reality. Meaning if you walk in the path of wisdom and you're into the wisdom, you're not going to be intrigued by working out. You get my point? You're not going to suffer anything that have to do with you overindulging. Meaning most people have to work out because they overeat. And if you're trying to get diesel, you're going to definitely have to overeat. Transcend that into muscle. But a wise person is more than likely going to be thin. Not necessarily frail. I think a nigga's a bomb. I'm bigger than most of y'all. You just not looking from the right angle. It's the camera, I guess. I don't know. But you get it? If I'm just relaxed and I don't, you know, put nothing on myself, my chest, my six pack, all of that, I'm way more solid than most of y'all. Most of y'all still got little kid bodies, but like I said, if I'm relaxing and I'm just sitting still, then you get it. I'm gonna look slim to y'all. More than I am. Of course, y'all living a little more fatter times. Food a little fake. I don't indulge that much, but I sit, you know. I sit with my posture, you know. I'm from old school times. You sit like Scarface, man, feeble and one leg over the other. It's not a certain size. You get my point? Some of y'all are naturally a big person, but when you get that first spark or you get on that first, you get it? When you change your life from whatever it is to start walking in your glory, you're gonna lose weight. You get my point? It's just natural, meaning you're gonna be overwhelmed by what you know and what's coming to you. Your focus is gonna be more there. Like when you having fun, you're not thinking of eating. Think like when you were a kid running around outside, your mother gotta call you like, come eat. You will be more like that, meaning your appetite will lessen. Of course, y'all have extreme appetite, so this is good. Then maybe after like a year on your journey, you will bounce somewhat back. Let's say you was overweight a lot. You ain't gonna go back to that. But you may, you know, like how I am. Y'all think I'm slimmer than I am, but you get it? I'm way sturdier than most of y'all. Meaning I'm ripped up, six pack crazy, my chest good. But I would have to just strip down for you to see it. If I'm covered up, then you get my point? It's gonna look like this, like not much. Wisdom like that. You're not gonna be lacking, but it's just not gonna be on Front Street. You get my point? So you see how the dude came in early, he was talking broke, and I pulled out $100 bills and started making airplanes? Like that. You wouldn't suspect it. Like, damn, he got money in his pocket? Yeah, blood guy, hey, he always got money in his pocket. Stacks. But you would never know. Because I be talking wisdom. You don't get on here and be like, look. You have to entice it. Like, try to insult me or something. You say, oh, nigga, you mad, skinny, and bony. I'll throw you around. Then I'll take off my shit. And then you'll be like, oh, hold on. Hold on, little nigga. I didn't know you was like that under there. I thought you looked like a bone. Mm-mm. That's how wisdom is. Like, everything be like it's supposed to be, but it be hidden until you need it to be seen. And that, you get it? I'm tough, but you wouldn't know unless you try to insult me. Then you'll be like, oh shit, he tough. You wouldn't know my shit talk game is way beyond y'all's. That's loss. But if you insult me, you will come to see, like, oh yeah, he could shit talk me under the table. Like that. I probably don't look like I could do backflips and none of these things, but you get it? If you challenge me, let's bust out a no hand. It's like that. When you become wise, it become a lot of secret. But it's not secret, it's just things that have yet to be revealed because nobody inquired. Nobody challenged anything with you. And that, I don't have a challenging mind or a competitive mind. I just do me. If you try to compete or challenge me, you get my point? Then I'ma smash you. Other than that, I'm gonna be slim if you waiting for me to get a little chubby. That's not more than likely gonna happen, but I can't say because as I age, my metabolism slow down somewhat. But I'm trying to keep it tight as long as I can. I ain't in a rush to get fat or what y'all would call diesel and none of that. But I am diesel if you just see me when I took off my little shirt. I'm just not bulky, like, but my back is wide though. If you ever see me from behind, my back is like huge in regards to like the width of it. Like that. I'm strong, I'm solid. I might just look a little frail when you watching me on here because I'm sitting, I'm at peace. I ain't, you gotta be riled up inside for like, veins and muscles and shit to pop out. I do my little calisthenics every so often, maybe 3-4 times a month. Like once a week, I might do some push-ups, some pull-ups, just to keep my bones from getting weak. But no, nothing more than that. I ain't got no desire to be diesel. I ain't got no desire to have no problems where I need to be. You get my point? Kind of like that. It's useless. Nobody's bothering me. I'm not bothering anybody. I'm beyond those years. Most of y'all gonna get there too. You like, I'm beyond all them dumb years. I ain't concerned with that. I got a family. I'm focused on that shit and making sure that I don't get my belly too big where I start getting sick. And so it's like Ray Charles. Remember he filled the girl's wrists? A lot of y'all think that he doing that to see if they fat. You can give somebody a hug to see if they fat. You could touch any part of a person's body to see if they fat, so you gotta know he not touching their wrist to see if they fat. He touching their wrist to see if they sick. When you see a person got fat wrists or fat ankles, it's an underlying health condition. Because no matter how big you are, your ankles and your wrist should always be small. Smaller than the forearm or smaller than the calf. They shouldn't look like one. You see somebody with big ankles, no matter their size, they could be pretty small. But you're noticing like their ankles and their calf, it's all like one. It's not like slim going out. There's an underlying health condition. Probably too much sodium or something. Same with the wrists. Some of y'all are fat or a little heavy, but your wrists ain't the same size as your forearm or up here. Like that. But you do have fat people like that, where their wrists and that, you get it? This is how you can tell if a fat person is unhealthy or if they just a little greedy. Some of y'all just a little greedy, but you healthy as fuck. Be mad limber, you could do a split and all that. And you could run fast. I know some fat people that can run fast. Move like they skinny. They healthy. They just a little greedy. Like I said, their ankles is small, their wrist is small. They're just heavy because they're greedy, but it don't interfere with them. In that, you get it, they're healthy. How they are is perfectly fine. Maybe if they get too small, you get it? Everybody has their natural build. You want to kind of stay within your natural build. Some of y'all are a little big bone, that Ice Cube thing. That's his natural build. He can tone that and groom that up as much as he want. But if you let it fall too low below or go too high up, you get it? Somebody like me, I'm naturally slim. I come from the slim tribe. That Bernard Hopkins thing. Where you slim but the back is wide. Some of y'all like that. You about 6 feet, you kind of frail or slim, but your back is spread. Like, I'm using Bernard Hopkins as an example because he was like that. Kind of slim. 6'1", 160. That's slim. But that nigga back was always wider than everybody else's. You could tell he was strong. Some of y'all like that. You ever see a skinny dude, kind of tall? But you could tell, like, nah, he's strong as hell. Like, just look how he move. Like that. You want to stay within your normal size. But if you fat, skinny, whatever the case may be, it's really not a conversation that you should be having with people in a negative way. Your personality and who you are as a person should hold more merit than your physical appearance. Meaning that should always come first. And if you're not judging people by that, you get my point? You kind of lost or low. Because you can't do nothing with people's physical. All you could do is exploit them if that's what you're trying to do. Meaning you say, I could get you rich. Well, you about to exploit them on their looks. Outside of exploiting a person, the only thing you got to deal with them with is their personality and their mind. You could be the baddest chick in life, but after the initial look, all that's left is your mind and your emotional state. If that's all fucked up, then what can I do with you? Be around you and get a headache every time? There's no point. And so you get it? You got to get to an age and get to a place where you look at that first. That physical vessel can be transcended to anything, but the emotional state and mind, that's hard to just transcend. It's You could make a person that's fat skinny before you could make a emotionally disturbed person happy. You follow? It'll take maybe 6 months to get a fat person to slim down a little bit if they focus and do what you say. But try that with an emotionally disturbed person. It's gonna take 6 years before they even start paying you any mind. And so you get my point. You want to keep the emotional state and the mind up to par. Make sure you keep that worked out. In regards to the physical vessel, your beauty don't truly lie in that. You get my point? Most of y'all, you a secret like me. Meaning if a woman get me, she probably say that nigga skinny and shit. And when we about to have sex at the end of the night and I take off my shirt, she be like, oh shit, that nigga got an 8-pack, his chest is kind of brolic, that nigga arms is cut. I didn't see all of that. Should be like that. They have women like that. They don't reveal themselves too much. I knew a woman like that. She looked so regular, but then when she got naked, you get it? You like, shit. Throw your shirt on. Hold on, I thought she was sloppy. I'm sloppy. So, use those jewels to grasp. Evening, everybody. Oh, it's nighttime where you are? Yeah, like he said, subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up if you don't mind. And give back ever so often if you can. Now I'm about to depart. If you have any questions, ask. Yeah, I'll be ripped like a super seance. I used to do gymnastics and shit, flip around a lot. And so that keep you good for a while, I ain't gonna lie. You know, I used to swing on the bars and do backflips around the bars and swing. You get it? You gotta be strong to do that. Doing that from a kid all the way up into a teenager, you get it? It kind of puts your body in a certain shape. And you get it? You don't really gotta do much to keep it there. Meaning anybody that did gymnastics before, you get it? They gonna have a certain cut about they self, and it seemed like no matter what they do, they still got it. It's because of that. It's gonna take a while for that to go away from all the years of swinging on the bar, backflipping, and all of that. Oh, you in South Africa, champ. Salam, shalom. Now I'm about to depart. Why that be happening? Sure does. Now I'm about to depart. Y'all enjoy y'all afternoon and evening. I might come back later on this evening and explain who the Enuna are. I might give y'all that one early. Salam.